All right, Shalom Akim Shalom. Hey, Yabashmal Shah Barak Thumb to the household of faith, you that can believe in these last days. Before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim Harakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, the elder bishops of the great millstone, and peace and mercy once again. All right, welcome back to another GMS, Inspiration of the Almighty. And as you can see, the title, The Siege Has Begun. Okay? The siege has begun, and in parentheses is Jacob's trouble. The siege has begun, Jacob's trouble. And who was Jacob? Well, Jacob is Israel, and Israel had the 12 sons, and Israel's 12 sons became into the 12 tribes, all right? And that consists of you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And what you don't understand that, what the majority of our people do not understand is that you're under attack right now, okay? You are under attack by the same enemy that brought you over here in slavery and that kicked you out of your land during the time of 70 AD, which was the Romans, all right? The Edomites is their biblical name. They're calling themselves the white people today, all right? The descendants of Edomites. And the siege has begun. Now we know through the Home Rule Act and different other type of executive orders that was passed by Donald Trump. He's now has replaced basically the police force. He's slowly but surely replacing the police force with federal agents. Agents or privatized agents. ICE. Okay? And now we know we've come to find out that they're more funded. ICE is more funded than any type of police, military, any type of group that by force they create order. Salaki, I can't think of a word. But basically, this is the new police. This is the new world order troops. This is the new world order police. And what our people don't understand, that the siege has started against you already. You're still on TikTok. You're still doing all of this stupid stuff that do not matter. When the enemy is finna be knocking at your door any day now. The first thing I want to do, when you look up the word siege, this word is pretty crazy, okay? The word siege means to sit down. It means to sit. But then, when it was used in the context of a king sitting on his throne. Like the king sieged the throne, meaning he sat on the throne. And it represented that basically there's a new king here. Like the Game of Thrones, everybody was fighting to sit in that chair. And once that person sat down, it was like it was his rule. It was his authority now. Matter of fact, when you take this word siege and you take it to the etymology, it says a seat, chair, stool, ceremonial seat to the king, to sit down. In the military sense, so before we go to the military sense, that's what it means. So you have to take this now spiritually. The New World Order, starting with men like Donald Trump, which we know that Donald Trump is more of a lesser than the actual elites, but he's like the mascot for them. Like he's the puppet they're using. But basically, the New World Order is the one that's finna take that seat as being king. All right? This New World Order is that new king that's trying to take seat. And from that point forth, it wants to rule and power. And they're sieging the throne. Okay? Now it says, so I thought that word is pretty crazy, because we have a new emerging king happening. And it's not a man, it's a system. It's the beast systems written in Revelation, the 13th chapter. It says, in the military sense, the stationing of an attack force before or around a fortified place, the act or processing of besieging a city, castle, etc. So now we see that, let's tie this word together with its sit down meaning with the military's meaning, the military sense meaning. In order for the king to sit down, he has to first use his force, his authority, his might before he gets to that chair. He has to put people in subjection. And then he sits down. So now, brothers and sisters out there, that's what has begun. The force, the taking over of a city castle, okay, it started so that that king can sit down, which is this new world order, this new system, okay? So truly, the siege has begun, all right? So, let me go right here. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. We bring out this stuff all the time as well. We bring this, we sound redundant. I was hearing the brother say that. We sound redundant. We sound like a broken record, as Apostle Tahar would say it. But this is the warning. The warning doesn't change. We're just the prophets sounding an alarm all the time. But the warning is still the same. So we got to keep going over these same scriptures, these same prophecies, and we're presenting to you the current events with it. When you look up the word, when you look up the word, Jeremiah 30:7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it." It says in the NLT, "In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be time of trouble for my people Israel. Yet, in the end, they will be saved." So, in all history, what's finna take place for this king to sit down, to seize the throne, this new order to sit down. In all history, nothing will be compared to this one. It's going to be a hell of a ride for us, you know what I'm saying? It's really nerve-wracking, to tell you the truth. When you understand it, it's like, damn, you just hope the Lord is with you. But it's for against the people of Israel, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. But it said that he will be saved out of it, meaning in reference to the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, brothers and sisters, I always got some clips when I'm coming in these fashion of videos. So peep this video right here. Let me start you off, because we've been playing these videos. I'm gonna play it again. Donald Trump is talking about coming to the slums. The slums.
I don't like being up here talking to...
The slums is the ghettos. We call it the slums. Like I live in the slums. You live in the ghettos.
I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was, with graffiti all over the walls. It's another part of it, by the way, because we're talking about safety, but we're also talking about beautification. We're the most beautiful, potentially capital in the world. We always had. But people come from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they come and then they get mugged. Not going to happen. Keep coming, because by the time you get your trip set, it's going to be safe again, and it's going to be clean very quickly. We're going to replace the medians that are falling down all over the roads. We're going to replace the potholes. We're going to put a nice new coat of asphalt over the top. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct. You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums where they live.
Where they live.
Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets at all times of the day. There are ATVs, motorbikes. They travel pretty well. Entire neighborhoods are now under...
And you brethren, we've been playing that clip. I've been seeing brothers use that clip. I want to harp on the part where he's talked about the slums. He's saying he's going to re-innovate the slums. So we know that he said he's targeting Baltimore, Los Angeles, Chicago, and I forget whatever else city. He's starting in DC. He's starting in DC because that's where the devil's, like, that's their capital. DC itself is its own, like, country. But we live in these areas, man. And that's it. He said that's where they lived talking about you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you better quit playing out here. Now's the time to repent. It's not a joke. It has begun. Now you have troops literally, and they're having protests, and they're having troops move around the cities. They arrested, I think they said they sent out hundreds of troops, and they arrested up to like, it was like up to 30 people already in DC area. So they're going through and arresting people. They're going through door to door, basically street to street. That's a siege. Okay? And they said they're gonna come for Oakland, California as well. And the other thing is that they're getting rid of the homeless. Majority of the homeless is our people. And there are videos, go type this in, there's videos of them tearing down homeless setups and throwing them all away and hauling these people off to concentration camps or whatever facility. And we know in those facilities with the homeless people, oh man, I'm gonna tell you, like, hey man, Apostle Tahar been saying, he been wanting to say something what they're doing to those kids over there in Gaza, and he don't want to say it because they're gonna take the video down. I know exactly what he's talking about. Well, guess what? They're doing the same thing with the homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I put it like this: it's the things that the things in your body that you need to survive, that shoots blood around and cleanses you, and it starts with an O. They're taking them out of you, taking them out and selling them on the black market. Put the pieces together. They're doing to them children over there, and they're doing it to the homeless. But anyway, let me jump back. Let's go to this. I'm gonna read. Like Apostle was saying, that's some fucking sinister stuff. You know it, you know it. I seen you put the word up there. That's sinister, yo. But hey, we're dealing with the devil here, right? Damn, my tablet froze a little bit. Forgive me. Okay. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. All right, now this happened in 70 AD, brothers, and this is why this is important. You got to know history. You tell me that happened in the past. What we need to know that for? Because it's happening again, okay? Luke 21 and 20, this happened during the time of 70 AD, and this is what Yahushua said. It says, when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Back then, it happened. It's happening again right now. The troops are coming to the cities. And I'm gonna tell you like this: he's disregarding any type of state mayor, governor. Okay, he's disregarding them and still coming over there, like they showing a whole little fight between Gavin Newsom, which is the governor of California, and Trump. They fighting against each other because he's coming in over here without Newsom's approval, and they're using the red states against the blue states. All theater anyway. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, they're finna slowly but surely start targeting each slum. You see? And watch how this thing, it ain't gonna just be like they sieging us and then, no. This is gonna tie in with the MOTB. Somehow, it's gonna tie in when they want that micro C hip you. It's going to tie in with everything. It's going to all go together. It's going to all go together when the Most High finish. Everything going to play out smooth. So we see armies as a capacitance. It says, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and them that with them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let none of them that are in the countries enter thereinto. Jake going to start scattering. The cities are going to start scattering. Everybody just running to wherever they think they can be safe. It says, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. That's why it needs to take place, because it's written to take place. Before America was established, it was written that it will play out like this. A siege will happen. Okay? And these are the days of vengeance. These are the days of judgment. Matter of fact, in the NLT, it says, for those will be the days of God's vengeance. See, people, you putting the Heavenly Father like he not real. You put him in the back burner. Like what he said don't matter. But exactly what the Heavenly Father Yahweh has said through his beloved son Yahweh Shai, exactly what he has said is taking place. And you can ignore all you want. It's actually reality out here. Let's go right here. Because he's supposed to be, he's taking over, he said he took over the police force just for the 30-day period that he's allowed to. But there's other reports coming out there that he's trying to go longer than 30 days. And he is. Come on, man. You can't, it's the devil we talking about here. Something ain't right here. Oh, man. Let me see.
This is what Marines do to Americans? U.S. Marine? This is what the Marines do to American citizens?
Forgive me, man. My shit just went retarded for a second. Forgive me, though. I'm trying to curse and
The
stuff.
Trump administration's federal takeover of Washington, D.C. is The Trump administration's federal takeover. The Trump administration's federal takeover of Washington, D.C. is escalating, with several people arrested at high-profile locations and homeless encampments torn down. Protests also erupted in the streets last night after the White House said federal agents would patrol around the clock, and the president himself hinted that his month-long crackdown could last even longer.
It is going to last longer.
Protesters took to the Northwest D.C. streets last night.
Why are you here? You're trying to arrest innocent people? What's your purpose? What's your goal?
Responding to this show of force, federal agents alongside city police, now under federal control, running a checkpoint at a busy intersection. Some residents warned approaching cars to turn away. Police say they arrested 76 people in the district yesterday, outpacing last year's daily average of 56.
Just arresting people.
The D.C. police chief said today that information collected during these kinds of traffic stops could now be turned over to federal immigration authoriurities. It's all part of a federal crack.
Got the troops on. And I'm flipping through the videos. People said that a lot of people saying crime has went down by 30% in D.C. It's like it's not no crime like that. But you hear Donald Trump and these different type of Edomites with these suits. They're saying that crime is crazy, it's out of control. Esau just saying it because he just wants to siege the throne. As we went to the word siege, the word siege was used when a king took the throne. He took the throne and he sat down. The word siege goes to sitting down. Okay? And that's what is happening. And now it's not a man taking the throne, but the throne in the sense of the New World Order sitting down, being the king to rule next. All right? Go to the beginning of the video when I started off the lesson. I talked about the word siege. Now, let's go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2. It says, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle." And Jerusalem is the people. You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, that's you. Okay? And this society is coming against you to make sure that they got you locked down. It says, and the city should be taken. How the city gonna be taken? Through military force. New founded agents like ICE. It says, and the houses rifled. Coming to your door, knocking on your door, rifled meaning to be destroyed. And the woman ravished. Come on, yo, put it all together. Women at the same time gonna be ravished. Look the word ravished up. A lot of these women right now, you can see why they're gonna be ravished, because their wickedness is centered around sexuality. So you reap what you sow. A lot of women are gonna be ravished because their sin was based in sexuality. So you're going to be getting ravished by these troops. The Lord's saying it here. It says, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. So the sieging is already started. It's now. And remember in 70 AD, 70 AD was the year that they actually took Jerusalem down. But they were sieging Jerusalem for like what, 3 years, two to 3 years prior. It took time. It didn't just overnight. No. They slowly but surely starved out our people. It then came in. So don't be thinking that, oh, the troops, man, it's going to be a process of time if they're going to be heading to where they coming into basically showing military force in your neighborhoods. And they're starting off in the craziest slums or the ghettos like LA, Baltimore, Oakland, California. You know what I'm saying? And you already know when you hear those cities, what's up? Los Angeles is known for that gangbanging culture. Let's see where these gangbanging niggas gonna be at now. Are they gonna really be, you know what I'm saying? Shooting, what is it called? I don't know, all this stupid, the stick. I don't know. Are you gonna point the stick at the troops? But like I said, the people should go forth into captivity, and the rest of the people should not be cut off from the city. So these things are going to take place, and it already has started. Trump is slowly moving the military force around the board. Imagine America being the board, and he's moving the troops in each part of the board. Remember, he already moved the tanks and the different military vehicles. We've seen those things come over here on the trains. So they're moving in the playboard, and that's the Heavenly Father moving them around.
A few days ago, I did a post called sort of something like who's going to be in those prisons that are being built all over the country. And some are prisons, some are tents, some are concentration camps, some are wherever they are. They're being built on old military bases, old warehouses, everywhere. Who's going to fill them? We have our first knowledge. Trump issued an executive order that essentially criminalizes being homeless or being mentally ill. Period. Now we know who's first on the docket. On the docket, they're ahead of demonizing trans or LGBTQ plus, or being of another color, like African American colors. Here are the first ones. Here are the first victims who are going to fill those prisons. Pay attention. Pay attention. I don't know how else to say it. I'm going to do a second video today because I don't want anybody to sort of not hear this because it comes at the end.
She said it. I don't know how to say it. You said it. The first victims that she named is Israelites. She said the homeless, people they deeming mentally ill, and people of color, African American descent. They've already started with the Northern Kingdom. The Southern Kingdom is getting attacked. Use your imagination. If we were an ancient city and we're in the middle, the troops are coming in on every side and they're blocking off all sources, all paths to try to escape everything. And they're doing it nice and tight, not fast and leaving escape routes. No, slow, nice and tight, because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is on these devils to try to accomplish this new world order. And Jake, you are the targets. You are the targets. You are the first people that will be put in these concentration camps. And she said they're turning old warehouses, military bases into these facilities. You see? It's back in Luke 20:21 and 23. It says, but woe unto them that are with child, and to those that give suck in those days, for there should be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. And I just seen it earlier. I seen a woman, she was pregnant working at Taco Bell. And I was thinking like, man, this is madness. Her stomach was so huge, she could barely walk. She was at the stages of getting ready to pop. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, what she gonna do in that day if you got a belly like that? It's just like, yo, this, man. In other words, it's gonna suck if you pregnant. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna suck that much more. Cause you got that baby in the way. Come on, man. And with you women, the attitude you have on you right now, y'all are like, you're not there. You're lost. You're lost. Okay? You're lost. You don't know what the hell is going on, and you are the most vulnerable. You're the most vulnerable. And that's why we read in Zechariah, you're gonna be getting ravished. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. A lot of you gonna die. You're gonna die by getting shot. The sword means destruction. You're gonna die. It says they should be led away captive into all nations. And hey, man, they're gonna be leading you all, a lot of you off into the concentration camps. So they're gonna be micro hipping you and sending you back out into society to be the new world order slave, the citizen. You know what I'm saying? And it says and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So just bringing out this history, that's what happened during 7 AD, and it's swinging around. It's swinging back around. It's swinging back around. And it has begun already. It's already started. We're going to start seeing slowly but surely things getting escalating. This is what's going on in Los Angeles right now.
Troops are now moving down Wilshire. They're headed towards central LA right now. You can see lots of reinforcements and a huge presence right now.
It's in Los Angeles right now, man.
Troops. This is very big. Wow, this is really big. You can see, I mean, this is a huge presence.
Right, bro. That way ain't playing. It's another video I seen where it's a certain attitude on these troops. The Lord got a spirit on these troops. The ICE agent, these troops, they have an attitude on them. They think that they're really taking America back. They really think they're taking America back. I'm gonna show you the clip that I had seen. Where is it at? If I could find it. I may not be able to find that one, man. I just ran across it. Didn't really send it to myself. But let me see.
So what? So
it's an attitude on these dudes. It's crazy.
So what?
Oh, here we go.
Mine. We're taking America back, baby. Esto es para América. Los Estados Unidos es número uno.
They taking America back, baby. Hey, man. He don't understand though. That troops don't understand. They just following the Most High. Got them doing it, and they don't really understand what's going on. We do though. Okay, so let me leave you off with here. We finna hit that 30-minute mark. Let me leave you off in this Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 5. I mean, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, which the people are not paying attention to what's happening. The siege has begun and not paying attention to it. You Negro Latino Native Americans, you're getting surrounded and you still walking around in daily life in La La Land. It says, for when they should say peace and safety, they're doing this and under the guise of peace and safety, then sudden destruction should come upon them at travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. You ain't gonna be able to get away from the Lord. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. You are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of the darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith, love, and a helmet for the hope of salvation. The siege has begun. And it's only a matter of time for we really see chaos out here and judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. And these words and these prophecies take place in its full force. So you brothers and sisters, stay prayed up out there. Keep praying. And we, the elect, have nothing to worry about. We're going to watch the judgment of the Lord and we're going to praise him. And he's going to be putting his fear in us at the same time. But he's going to protect us through this all. All right? Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatham. You brothers and sisters, stay strong. Shalom.